Tu va l'americano, americano, americano. Senta me che tu fa papadurata. Tu vuoi vivere alla moda, ma se bevi whisky and soda. Poi ti senti giusto papadurata, ballo rock and roll.
Today I want to talk a little bit about eyebrows and eyebrow shaping. Today a lot of people do pluck their eyebrows, but I think it's something that is kind of more of an unconscious thing. Like, people don't think a lot about eyebrows necessarily when they're trying to put together a vintage look, but eyebrows can really, really affect the way that your face looks and your kind of whole look pulls together. Kind of, you look at the decade and they each kind of have a distinctive eyebrow shape. Today I'm just going to show you an example of a 40s and a 50s eyebrow, and how to kind of get that look off of sort of a regular kind of eyebrow look, how to kind of work to make your eyebrows get two different looks. If you have a decade that you really like, you can just pluck or wax your eyebrows into the correct shape for that period. But I'm kind of a little bit decade ADD, so I like a lot of different things. So this is just kind of the eyebrows that I do for everyday kind of a modern look. Nothing too strange looking. The 50s eyebrow, of course, has that really distinctive arch. And my eyebrows have a little bit of an arch, and part of that is due to really fine hairs that are right up here. And so I'm just going to accentuate these hairs up here to kind of get this into a really nice pointed shape for a 50s brow. So you're going to need some kind of a brow pencil, and you want to try to get one that matches your eyebrow color really well. The best one I've found so far is one from Sephora, and it just says brow sculpting pencil in medium. It doesn't work really great for mine. I've had some trouble because a lot of the brown products I find are too reddish, and I don't really have a lot of red tones going on in my hair right now. But so far this is the best color I found. And then this is a pencil one, and I just have a generic sharpener. And I always like to sharpen first so I can have a nice sharp point to do. So I always like to start with the tail, and I usually lengthen my brows a little bit. And so I always start right after I've sharpened with that point, because that's where you really need the point. The fine control going on. So just kind of following kind of the natural shape of my brow, because this brow already kind of has a nice sort of down angle. And then I just kind of gonna work my way towards the inner part of my eye as I go along. And you see I'm kind of darkening those fine hairs that are there. And it's nice if you have the hairs already there, because it looks a little bit more natural than if you overdraw and you're just drawing on skin. So it's kind of a 50s looking brow. And then if you decide you want to clean up the look, you can always take a Q-tip and some makeup remover and kind of go along and clean up the edges if you want something that's more defined. I usually find that I end up having to use the product on my entire eyebrow, because if you just kind of do parts of it, the rest looks really, it's a more transparent, like you can see through it. So if you look at my eyebrows, you can definitely tell that this one is darker and more covered than this eyebrow. And if you have holes in there, it looks kind of weird. And then my other brow, I'm going to, instead of highlighting the hairs up here that kind of would hint at the point, I'm going to ignore them, and I'm just going to focus on this part and really accentuating the curve to get that really nice curved 40s brow. And again, I'm going to start at the end. So I'm going to start at this end. I'm going to start by drawing the tail. And this tail I'm going to kind of make more curved. Now, naturally, this eyebrow curves more than my other eyebrow, which is why I did this one for the 50s and this one for the 40s. I mean, most of the day I do both of them the same. But I'm just kind of using this line of my eye and the underline where it's more curved to create that curved extension. And see, I'm just kind of focusing the product down in the bottom on the curve section, kind of working the brow in that shape. So there you go. You see this eyebrow and this eyebrow obviously do not match. If you were to look at one side of my face and then look at the other side of my face, you can definitely see how that eyebrow shape, even with the same makeup and the same hair, just really affects the way that your makeup looks. So a great thing to do is to look at old pictures and of actresses and stuff and see what they did with their eyebrows and try and see if you can do that. I find that if you can do something that's closer to the natural shape of your eyebrows, that it looks a lot better than if you do something kind of really crazy.
Tu va l'americano, americano, americano, sente me che tu fa pa 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 du da da.